Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. This week I only have a little bit of art journaling for you. I'm sorry for you guys that have been enjoying watching all the bits and bobs that I do throughout the week. But this past week I've recorded nothing because all you'll see is me having period pains or migraines or period pains or hormone changes or period pains. So I did do the odd creative thing this week, but I just wasn't in the mindset to record any of it, so I'm sorry for you guys that enjoy seeing all the random things I do each week. I'm sure next week's will be back to it. But for this week you're just seeing me do a quick 5-minute timed page, and then I also did a 20-minute page with a migraine where I rambled a lot, so I might speed that up for you. Because of what happens when I have a headache is I become very uncoordinated and my brain just kind of goes everywhere. So I might spare you guys some of that anyway. I might leave some of it in, but I'll spare you the majority. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week, hopefully in much better condition. There are serious bangs going off, like fireworks, but not. It's beginning to really annoy me. Searing headache, and I'm surprised I'm doing this, to be honest. It's one of those days where I just can't shake it, and everything I'm doing is turning to shit, going wrong. Can you hear the bangs? That must be fireworks. We don't have any gun ranges or anything near enough. So yeah, I'm shocked I'm doing this, but I'm doing it to kind of show how even on the worst days, honestly the worst days, I've had a lot of painkillers. They're barely touching the sides. I was lying down, but it wasn't helping. It seemed to actually be moving and doing bits and bobs that seemed to somehow help. Not really, because as I say, I'm ballsing everything up. Simple actions are turning into the most difficult things to do. You know, so I'll put 20 minutes on the timer because my battery has about 23 minutes. Oh, and my SD card has 20 minutes exactly now, so I gave myself a little bit more room, as in 20 minutes, not 10 minutes, because I'm moving so slowly and can't seem to do anything. That I needed to give myself. I mean, if you look at my writing, this was early this morning, it's barely legible. My journaling that I forced myself to do in the hopes that it would help make me feel better, getting out some of the junk out of my brain. But even to come into here to get ready, I had to go into different rooms about 6 or 7 times. Get me tea, to get my phone, to get my journal, to get the SD card, You know, it's just things aren't firing. So these are times. Oh, there's a sequin on the desk, so we'll stick that in there. Let's see what else is around. This is around. This is around. Okay, so this is going to turn into a desk scraps video, because that's kind of the mood I'm in. This is on the desk, these are on the desks. Okay, so that's how this is going to go today. Just to prove that even when you are having battles, not just time issues, you know, something in your brain saying I don't have time to do art, but also physical issues, pain, distraction. You know, I've had it, to be honest, I'm surprised it occurred to me to come and do some art, because my brain is that far away from anything. So it's just proving that you can, you know, no matter what. I'll stick that upside down so you can't tell what that actually is. Better. Oh dear. For some reason I'm going in very horizontal, vertical lines, and I tend to do that. That's my basic nature. You can see with how I did the palette knife. So sometimes I try to fight my innate natural tendencies of how to create, and when your head is exploding, it is a time to go with how you naturally create. So there are times to push yourself, and there are times to go with your natural flow and rhythm of creating. Okay, so that girl there can go as the main focal, so I don't have to draw anything. In my current state, I would turn out awful. But because of that being the focal, I want to differentiate this collage stuff I've got going on from that, so I want to do something to break this up a bit. So let's maybe, oh, I know, if I can find it. no to finding that interesting thing that I may show you another time. Still needs something on parcels, so I'm going to use that as something different. Got paint on her, so I'm going to go with this one. I think she's a bit stronger. Notice the change in art supplies. A few years ago we would have probably bitten your hand off something as unique as this, and now it's like I'm noticing that with all kinds of supplies. I'm noticing that actually in all industries, not just in art supplies. Actually, the other day I gave the kiddies in my family some, they weren't washi, they were like plastic washi. But if you've ever bought anything out of my Etsy shop, you might have received a parcel from me where I created the envelopes, and on the edges I used this plastic washi, you know, to seal these handmade envelopes. Yeah, I sent them a bundle of these that I no longer use anymore because I no longer send physical items. You know, once upon a time I did used to sell a lot of physical items, but no longer. So I gave the kiddies in my family these roll of plastic, you know, just a long roll of them. And yeah, I got them for next to nothing, whereas when I first started my Etsy shop, like 10 years ago, I had to pay, I think I estimated it was about 8 times the amount for the same thing, because you just couldn't get them over here. So that's very intriguing. See everything that's available now that I think people coming into arts and crafts now won't think anything of. I mean, I've thought this before when just with the shops. God, I would have loved some of the shops. When I was a kid, just regular shops where I get my pots and pans and electrical bits and bobs and birthday cards, have this huge arts and crafts section. Huge! And to get anything like that, they didn't even have that stuff in the arts and crafts shops, you know. Up to when I was even in my 20s, arts and craft shops or artist shops were very artist shops that whole upper floor was like just pure watercolours, and downstairs you would have acrylics, and I'm thinking of a few big shops like that. And there was this, when I went to university, there was this craft shop that I got a few foam stamps, which I still have. I'll show you some. I'm seeing one now. These foam stamps that I got for like 50p a piece. But it was very limited what was available. And now a place that I get laundry detergent and things like that has punches, and I was trying to think of the word, I can't think of the word, the crickets, and you know, everything like that. Don't think that's going to yield to me in a minute and a half, so we'll go for this. Just dunk our fingers in. So yeah, people that are just getting into it now, I don't think will realise just how easy it is to get stuff that I didn't even know existed. That even the arts and crafts stores couldn't have gotten, even if I'd have asked for it. Even maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago pushing it, but maybe. So yeah, I've noticed that with such things as these stickers, and you know, and places like Wish and things like that, where there's just so much that you can get. So if I wasn't under a timer, what I would just do, or what I might do to finish this page off, stick some writing here when the paint has dried, just to round up the page, finish it off nicely. Maybe add a few more things if I can find anything on the desk that needs sticking. Oh, I've got a couple of bits and bobs here. But that's essentially how, when I'm struggling to even think straight, you can still create a semi... Where's the stop? Under that. Semi decent attempt to start a journal page. If I wanted to really zhuzh it up, as well as something here, something else would go up top here, and maybe something here to blend these layers together a little bit more. Not necessarily paint, but maybe some more doodles, maybe some more pens. So the migraines suck, but I still did some art page.